You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and this morning we're diving into the hot topics of weight loss, mood management, as well as blood sugar control, because we know it's something we always get into, but do we really have an understanding? And this is why this morning we brought along our incredible experts. I'm talking about the CEO of Phytoceutics. It is none other than Johnston, as well as Dr. Donny Fick. Hopefully when we hear the words Bio-Berberine and Ozempic and all these other ways that you can try and get these things under control, we can have a little bit more knowledge on them, and we're going to be making sure that you do take charge of your health this morning by finding out. Everyone, let's give our guests a feel-good welcome, please. Good morning, beauties. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
That's good.
I mean, that was a great introduction.
I know.
Who can't feel good after that?
I'm glad, especially on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Guys, I need us to jump right into it because we all have these conversations with people where we jump into Ozempic, Bio-Berberine, weight loss, just all of these buzzwords. And this is why I think that, it's really important that this morning we kind of understand what advice we can get, particularly from you, Donny, in terms of blood sugar control. What do we need to know?
So the first thing, I'm looking at this hippo, right? And
Okay.
when people often ask me, what's the best way to control your sugar? I'm like, just close your mouth.
No,
just
are you serious?
don't put it in your mouth, right?
Yes.
But it's we say that, and it's not as easy as it
Yeah.
seems, because in South Africa, we have such high rates of diabetes and obesity. I think in 2010, we had a diabetic rate of 4%. It's tripled by 2019 to 12%. So clearly, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not controlling our blood glucose, and more people are becoming obese, and more people are getting diabetes. Sure. And something that I see quite often in practice is patients come in and they're like, I'm exercising, I'm eating well, it's just salads daily, and I'm not losing weight. I'm like, what are you drinking? What are you doing with your liquid calories? Because that's something people don't pay enough attention to.
Okay.
Big frappuccinos from your favorite coffee store, Coca-Cola, Fanta, fruit juices,
Oh no, you're coming
energy
for
drinks.
me.
And we're not even
Yes.
talking about alcohol yet, but all of these things are so dense in sugar. And when you look at the studies, 25% of all newly diagnosed diabetics have used highly dense glucose drinks like Coca-Cola, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, we're fixing our diets, yes, we're exercising, but I always like to tell people, watch your liquid calories as well.
Sure. And you know what, guys? I'm one of those people, I've been trying to lose weight, but the weight's not trying to lose me. You know what I mean? It just keeps finding me. But Donny, then I want to ask, because I think we then always need to look out for, the telltale signs in our own bodies. What exactly can tell us that, hey, man, maybe your blood sugar control isn't so good?
So we go back to this. We always like to spike ourselves during the day with these drinks, these foods, highly rich sugar things, but then it gives you like a drop-off in the end, and you start having low mood, low concentration, irritability around about 2, 3 p.m. I notice that daily. Some people also do that as well.
Yeah.
So that could show that your daily sugar consumption is not good, and you should watch your blood sugar. And then later on down the line, you start having things like frequent urination, increased thirst, dramatic weight loss, which are more signs of diabetes, and then you should definitely go and have that checked out.
Sure. And of course, these are always the ways in which I think that people are able to tell, but I think because of our high-paced and fast-paced lives, we don't always pay attention to this. But of course, luckily, we have healthy alternatives, but also natural alternatives. So, Ms. CEO, I want to come to you. Can you talk to us about these natural alternatives that we might not know about?
Yes, sure. So I think the buzzword at the moment is GLPs, Ozempic,
yes.
but they all are also natural versions. So there's an ingredient or compound called berberine, and we sell a product called Biomax berberine, and it's basically a combination of berberine with green tea and chromium. And what this does is it helps manage your blood sugar levels in a natural way.
Yes.
And I love scientific data and testing things, and I actually wore a continuous blood glucose monitor.
Oh, wow.
And I monitored what I ate with and without berberine. And I really noticed that when I took the berberine, my blood sugar level spikes were less. So it was more curved rather than a spike.
Okay.
And that really helps with these feelings of being hangry, for example, where you're hungry and you're irritable, and it's because you've had this sugar low, and then you eat sugar-laden food and you have this spike and then you dip again. Yes. And the problem with these ups and downs is that it has that effect on your energy levels and your mood, but it also increases the chance of storing fat.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to manage your weight and manage your blood sugar levels, natural ingredients like berberine can be massively beneficial.
So in terms of us now talking about, just the advice you can offer when we are talking about weight loss as well as blood sugar control and everything else in between, what exactly can you kind of offer when we're talking about people who are struggling with it?
I'd like to say, follow the science, right? I think there's a lot of noise and a lot of talk on social media.
Yeah.
I'd always tell people, for the right diagnosis and the right plan, because everyone's plan is different. What works for me doesn't work for you. Please always consult a healthcare practitioner before you start dabbling into things. I think that way we look after the safety and the science is backed by it as well. So don't listen to your friends. Go see someone that knows what they're doing and just to formulate a proper plan.
And don't just buy injections off of the internet.
100%.
Yes.
Absolutely, I agree with that. But I think also it's important to look at the whole picture. So a lot of stress, a poor night's sleep, all of that can affect your blood sugar levels as well. And again, I tested this when I was very stressed, or I slept badly. You know, you reach for carbs, you reach for sugary foods.
Yeah.
So if you can help manage those external influences in your life, then you're also on the path to better health.
Amazing.
Just to touch to what Laura says, I mean,
Yes.
there's studies that even show that, like, if you don't manage the existential emotional things, you'll have compulsive emotional eating. And then it's...
Hectic.
I don't know if you've heard of the acronym HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Sure.
If you have any of those 4 things and you don't manage them appropriately, you'll go and get that bar one or that Coca-Cola because you're stressed and you're hungry and you want to spike your sugar levels and feel good. So if you can manage some of that, as you said, then...
Amazing. Guys, thank you so much. I feel like you've been preaching to me while preaching to the nation, so we appreciate you. And more than anything else, I promise I'm going to make you proud with my weight loss journey, all right? Thank you. You see, my friend, this is why the Phytoceutics family is in the building. We're here to make sure that we are managing our health the right way. And you know, from blood sugar control to mood management and weight loss, it can be quite the journey. And this is why you need to make sure that you have the knowledge, but you also have the right support. And where you can find it is on phytoceutics.com, making sure that we 100% have a bright future and looking after ourselves the right way. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code EXPRESSO for 15% off at phytoceutics.com.